All right, we have, is it Erzor? Esbor? Esbor is mad frustrated at Terran, especially mech at the moment. So that's what we're going to have a look at. This is Cyclone mech though, so it's a bit of a different ball game. Standard opening. Going for a drone scout and overlord scout. I don't know if that's recommended because the drone's going to get there only a little bit earlier. It's not going to see too much. That's clever though. That's cheeky. I like it. We built the lings. We were a little bit late with the queens, which is disappointing. We're gonna get the. Where'd the Reaper go? That's actually quite clever. I like it. What was really interesting here though, right? We got the Overlord up, and then sat it here where this offers us no help. This does not give us any information about what's going on. The Reaper can't shoot up. Traditional Hellion opening requires the reactor to go down, which means no Marine, right? And yet we're not taking advantage of that by just diving this Overlord in head first to seeing what's going on. This is great for keeping the Reaper at home. We well and truly overmade Lings. Oh, we're going to try and pop the Reaper, I guess. Just make drones behind this, man. You don't need to be watching this. Make drones behind this. This is your chance to get ahead. You made more Lings. Like, it defeated the purpose. Whatever economic damage you did, you just lost it then. The Terran's economy is probably going to be on par with yours, and it's not too far off, right? But he's making more gas. So there's always that offshoot. Spores coming down at a decent time. He's got a roaming army of Hellions. That was lucky. That was very lucky. Hopefully we're making just a couple of roaches. Yeah. We just probably want to make a handful of roaches just to try and bully the Hellions, or we could even go across the map to try and keep him at home. If he sends the Hellions home, they can't really do anything anyway, so it's actually really good for that kind of stuff. And we see Cyclone Hellion. I would want to say we need to get into a lair ASAP so we can get our roach speed going. The Cyclone is a real bad thing to say, especially with, you saw the factories, right? Yeah, you saw the factory double tech, so double Cyclone with double Hellion pumping. It's gonna be quick. The fact that he's flown his racks across the map as well. I think what you want for this is you want your army to kind of be coming around the back end, and the queens at the front. We don't want our Lings to engage the front because they're going to get burned up instantly by the Hellions. Is it only one Cyclone? It's only one Cyclone on this side of the map right now, so roaches should just shoo this away. This is what we don't want. Literally lost 10 Lings in like a split second. We want to pull the queens back, give her a transfuse, keep her going, and the roaches probably need to be on a separate group so they can chase this down. Before the Hellion numbers get up, it's actually not that scary, but we're on a really low drone count, my guy. Yeah, we could be doing a lot more. and we're not. And again, we're sending the Lings in first. You really need to just get the roaches onto a different hotkey. Right? Zap. All gone. He rotates because he can see and we can't. Clears the creep tumor. The Lings roll in. Instantly vaporized. Before the roaches can get there. And again, the Lings are basically vaporized. You did get the Hellion, but it was already kind of half dead. We do have a lair, and we're about to get roach speed, which is fantastic. And we're getting, please tell me there's no carapace. Carapace, not really that great. We need to stop the Lings coming in from the front. The Lings need to be like, basically we want him to commit to a position and then just give him a good old surround. You've got an infestation pick coming, so you could afford to make 2 infestors at this stage. And this is what we want to do, right? Pick him off, and before he turns around and gets lock-ons, perfect. That's it. Beautiful. Send him home. Spread creep. Spend our money. Make drones. This is bad. This is very bad. I feel like we could make a lot more queens at the stage 2. Transfuse, please. Transfuse. Get them back. Get them back. The Banes can't come from the front. They can't come from the front. They're never going to catch. They can't come from the front. They have to go around. You want to have the Banes here. Basically, attack with the roaches. Yes, this is the idea. No, oh, we didn't actually do it. And then, yeah, what we don't want is, because these, even though Banes aren't particularly weak to the Hellion, with the Blue Flame, it doesn't take a lot for the Hellions actually to clean them up. What's the point of this? Even if this fungal was perfect and hit everything there, you do 20 damage to everything, which is fantastic, but you do not catch this army if that infestor isn't near the army. The infestor should not be throwing fungals unless he's with the army. If you have thrown a fungal and the army is moved, you need to grab everything and move it so the infestor forgets the command. What a waste. These things come out of the box with enough energy for one fungal. He's not going to have another fungal now for like a minute and a half, dude. You have lost an opportunity to get ahead. You are floating so much money. The pressure from this was pretty low as well. Like, he's only done 700 more resources damage, like, but he's behind this, he's making workers and you're not. Right? Because you didn't drone up fully, you didn't take these gases, which would have helped you a lot. You are not fully saturated here. You're a ton behind here. You're just floating too much money. If this was all roaches, mate, you run this over. 9 cyclones and 9 hellions. Do not stop. Like 40 roaches, mate. You could probably kite him all the way back home. And now we get a little surround with the Lings, but as you can see, it doesn't really matter. And we don't want to be off creep where we can avoid it, because we just bleed out too hard. I can hear him. Yeah. He's going gangbusters, man. Terran goes home. He's got 3 bases churning. He's pumping factory units. Life's good. Easy. You've got a crippled infestor. We're going for carapace again when we should be going for attack, because our carapace is not offering us any help versus this amount of damage or versus this amount of damage. And neither of these things are really going to be affected by carapace enough that it's worth getting when we could be getting double attack. The problem with this as well is when these numbers start to get higher, we don't want to chase this. When these numbers start getting high and the tank count gets high, when the tank count gets high and this army just pushes across the map and sieges at a point like this, it's going to be really hard for us to take a good fight with a clunky army the way we have it. Old mate's ready for a fungal. If this whiffs, I might just cry. Boom. We got it. We lost the Infector. We got a couple of connections, but look how quickly the Banes got cleaned up. Now we're actually starting to trade really bad. The best way for those, if they hadn't whiffed that first fungal, that fungal could have been 2 fungals, and that might actually been the difference. We need to have our army poised and ready to capture them when this thing goes off. Even if he rocks up the ramp, right, and you have 1 Infestor, but the rest of your army's back here, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes, because he has to come up the ramp onto creep. Your army sits at the edge of the creep. It can come up. Once the fungal drops, he's in, and you have the speed advantage now to be able to get some damage done. Free snipe on the hatch. I just think we could be taking more bases with the amount of money we have. We aren't saturating our gases. This gas is still not saturated. We're not injecting it all. I get at the time this feels like a really intense game, but he has been very laxed with the pressure. It seems like he's just kind of picking around at the edges. You drop another fungal, great. We lose an Infestor that's like on the verge of probably getting another 75 energy. He was literally like 5 energy away from having 2 fungals, and then look how many of these units are actually in like fungal death zone, right? A lot of these are almost dead. You could actually kill this with straight fungals and like a handful of lings really to clean up. But we keep throwing him little chunks of army. We're now donating him overlords as well. Like, a lot of things are not going well. We get another sweet fungal. That's probably the best fungal so far. That's perfect. Every time those lock-ons happen, we want to run away. So again, what worries me is the tank count. Yeah. He's just massing tanks. You haven't been to his side of the map. You have no idea what he's doing. He could actually have like a planetary and a planetary and a planetary and a planetary here. And the game is so far over at that stage, it's going to require way too much for you to be able to actually knock him out. Unless you're already heading into like Broodlords, which is just not going to happen with the economy you're on. He got to 70 workers while you're still at 50 and you had no idea. And that's why this game was lost. It had nothing to do really with what he did. This can be a very frustrating thing to play against, and I 100% understand, but this was a very low pressured version of it. He's basically like kept almost his initial like group of units and just gone straight into mass tank and Thor. And so he's gonna, yeah. When we see the tank transition, that's our cue to be like, okay, he's not going to make a real army now. He knows as well, though. He knows it's game over. He's like, I can just unsiege an move now. And it's exactly what's going to happen. Because you can't fight this. And that's GG. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, like, not even the lings can get close to this. A cute little counter-attack. But we can't touch this without Ravagers. And honestly, the fact that he sieged at the bottom of the ramp and we didn't abuse it by Ravager barreling him is a crime on itself, honestly. He's getting 3-3. Well, we're on 3-2. We just hit 57 workers. It's just... This kind of stuff is... This playstyle is hard, but what else is hard is playing 30 workers behind on a Terran. That's... Like... The Ultralisks don't do this either, right? Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. There's too much DPS coming out of this bunch of tanks. Terran OP, absolutely not. You were behind, my guy. You were behind so far for so long and you had no idea. There was so many opportunities here to get the gases earlier for us to do. When did this? Oh, he killed it. When did this die? Oh. Fuck. He actually killed it. What a madman. So this obviously sucks as well. One little misclick and then we've killed our hatchery in the middle of the game. There goes all the lava from that. Yeah, this is a classic case of we didn't have enough stuff. At any point, we didn't have enough stuff. We had plenty of money. We had money at the start to finance an ability to stop this, and we didn't do that. Take bases, drone up, keep the drones alive. Don't let this happen. Oh, I can't believe that. But the fact that we don't try and bile this down either until like we've already shown our army and we lost it all. Criminal. Absolutely criminal. Whoops. That's it. Yeah, I feel like we had plenty of opportunity there to take extra bases, to drone up, to just make the right units. The Lings cannot fight the Hellion thing. Like, it doesn't matter how much Ling Bane you have, you need roaches. You need something that can weather the Hellions. And I get that it's difficult though, because you need something that can also like catch them and punish the cyclones when you get there, but you're honestly probably better off just making broaches and just like powering through it. But you need a drone count to be able to do that, and he let you get away with murder, honestly, with that. So that's my opinion. At least I think there was plenty of opportunity there for us to do better.